Running it back once more. It's nonsense time yet again, and this time, as I promised, I'm gonna be talking about capitalism. But we can't get too deep. I mean, I got detoured on the last one quite a bit from the very idea of the nonsensical, being of this series. So we're gonna talk about capitalism in the shoe industry, okay? Right, shoes. They make no sense whatsoever, right? You've got so many different types of shoes. You've got multi-purpose shoes. You've got shoes with little plastic things underneath, high heels, small heels, no heels at all, sandals, flip-flops, open-enders which just look like weird wooden platforms, or all of this stuff, and they all come in all of these different sizes. You've got baby sizes, child sizes, young adult sizes, sizes for giants, and every country has a different measurement of the sizes. And so there's so many variations of shoes, but it's so pointless. I mean, look, if you're a person who looks at another person and goes, "Your shoes, man, look, they're not awesome enough for me. I'm not gonna be your friend," then what is wrong with you? Shoes don't even give off a tone, right? Shoes are the thing detectives look at when they're dusting for prints or something. Like, you don't try to make your shoes fit your personality, so why are shoes marketed like any other item of clothing? It's just stupid. Well, it's because of capitalist corruption, okay? So the capitalism, it makes the shoes go, well, we have a competitors, and we must make our shoes more unique, more flashy, more recognizable than the competitors. Imagine if we had just like one unified shoe production company. The shoes would be boring, and that would be perfect. Okay, you don't need fancy shoes, and you like drag artists or whatever get shoes specifically made anyways, so what's the point? But it's all competition, okay? Echo and I don't know, they have a competitor like, I don't know, Geox or something. I'm not even sure if Geox is really in the game anymore, but you've got these two, and they make basically the same shoes, but I don't know, Echo uses more breathable foam or whatever, and Geox covers in a deeper black, or like, I don't know what the difference is. When I'm on the street and I look at dusty sandals, I think those are dusty sandals. I don't think, oh, those are Echo. This makes an Echo kind of guy. And even if I knew they were Echo, what the hell does Echo kind of guy mean? There's not really a lot of stereotypes to fit a lot of shoes. I mean, sure, when some sort of like Yeezys were on the market, like it's expensive shoes, or like whenever you have expensive shoes, it's expensive shoes, but it's the same thing as any other article of clothing. It's not unique, and it's all because of this capitalist thing of, like boom, bada bing, bada bing, bing, bam, ba boom, boom, all the side to side, all of the argument, the yappy yappy and the yippy yippy, and you've got this whole mess, this conundrum, this entangled web of marketing, which is pointless. So I really don't like where the shoe industry is going. But this is a very shoe industry only thing, No, definitely, capitalism hasn't corrupted any industry other than the shoemaking business. I mean, really, like there's definitely no other companies which are corrupted by capitalism other than the shoemaking business. But okay, so now that we know that, right, shoemaking business, it's wrong, okay? It's down in the dirt. Let's talk about why it's great, okay? Shoes, they're amazing. I love them. If I didn't have shoes, my feet would probably be much more resilient to the ground, like our ancestors intended it to be. When we were apes, we climbed the trees and we go on the hot ground with no socks or shoes, and we feel just fine, and we get frostbite and die because we don't have shoes. The shoes are great. They protect your feet from all of the spiky things on the ground and all of the heat on the ground, and they keep catching one pebble in them that really annoys you, and you have to take the shoe off and then scrape the pebble out and then put your foot back in and then untie the laces and then tie the laces, and then then you can keep going. But it's a very small inconvenience to pay for the greater, much larger convenience of having shoes just as a thing, right? You can walk with them, you can run with them, you can probably swim in shoes. There's specific shoes for swimming, right? Flippers. Oh my God, I forgot about flippers. Flippers are shoes, right? Shoes allow you to make different, right, cosplays, okay? You can cosplay a frog by giving yourself flippers and get the webbed legs, the flippity of a frog, and swim through the water. But other people, they've made hoof shoes, right? Shoes that are hooves, so you can be a horsey and do the trotty like a boom. You trot along the ground like a horsey. Or some people, I think there's like, well, there aren't really talon shoes, but you can have shoes with talons painted on them, right? This is back to the capitalist business stuff, but usually you get those at like a dollar store where they make them themselves. But you have, all of these shoes that allow you to express a higher form of personality, but it's useless, again, because shoes are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. Someday these shoes are not gonna walk all over you. That's wrong, okay? Unless you're a fossil and you're in my way, then I'll walk all over you all I please. But otherwise, shoes are made for walking on the earth, okay? You can't trot around in the Sahara Desert without shoes. You will literally burn to a crisp. Shoes, though? Heat isolation. You've got yourself protection. You've got yourself protection from cold, protection from heat, protection from random cactus spikes in the middle of the desert. In fact, if you lie on your back and put your shoes in the air, you're almost protected from eagles. I mean, it's a great deal, guys. Go buy shoes today at 5555555. Sorry, that's my marketing side coming in and playing. Anyways, shoes are great, right? I love my shoes. Wow, there's a lot of songs about shoes, huh? There's I Love My Shoes. There's Boots Are Gonna Walk All Over You, right? It's a very iconic song. And why do people like making artistic expressions of shoes? It's because shoes, they have a metaphoric side, right? Okay. Whenever like an author or like a myth focuses on shoes, you're like, yep, shoes, they're a symbol of walking and of endurance and of travel and exploration and the great new promised land and the crusades and let us fight for Jerusalem, my brothers. That's what shoes are symbolic of. And so when you see a shoe and it's like explicitly described and focused on, it's probably got some symbology, right? Sandals are the shoes of an ancient pilgrim. They're associated, they're kind of holy. My sandals are holy, not just because they have holes, I think George said, or Fred, and I'm not up to date on that sort of stuff in Harry Potter. But they're holy because they have this association, these sandals, they're associated with Christ, right? A lot of people, well, I don't think it's a lot of people, some amount of people, enough for me to say a lot, that probably associates sandals with some holy religious thing, and that's amazing, okay? Because if sandals are religious, then life is great, okay? But then you have other shoes, okay? You have, like, if you see Wellington shoes, right? I think that's what they're called in English. I don't know. They're rain shoes, right? They're like boots made of rubber. They're associated with either extremely like hard, toiling work in the mud. You're grimy. You live together. You're a communion. You're gonna dig up the dirt to make your own grave to earn the money for your food and your family and your 500 children because you can't pull out. You have associated it with that, or you can associate it with, children and dancing in the puddles and in the rain and, majestical little shriveling and blizzling and what a magical world. Well, that's very polarly opposite things, but I associate Wellingtons with that sort of stuff. Then you've got, right, normal, like, hiking shoes, actually. Imagine hiking shoes, right? If a person has hiking shoes, you're like, yo, This man, he be trekking. He be an explorer. He got a girl named Dora, and she got a monkey called Swiper. And they're gonna go to the jungle. They're gonna find the ancient island of Tahiti, and they're gonna steal the idol of a Magao. Right? That's what you think of a person who wears, right, adventurous, hiking shoes or something, or like trekking shoes in everyday life. Then you have the business shoes. Shoes for business. I am a busy man, and my business is very busy with my busyness, right? I have my business shoes on. They're black, slick, and they look extremely fantastic on secret agents, okay? If you see a man wearing those kind of shoes, then you know he's either Kingsman or extremely boring. Again, polarly opposite things. It's for a lot of shoes, actually. It's very interesting now that I think about it. And whenever I think of shoes, like a certain type of shoes, each shoe has like polarly opposite kind of things, right? Even back to the hiking shoes. On the one hand, you have like extremely engaged people, explorers. And on the other hand, I kind of just think of a person who went, yo, those are dope. Oh my god, and got those shoes. They're probably making like a dopeness face while they're doing it or whatever. They're probably stoned or something when they bought trekking shoes for everyday travel. Because let me tell you, trekking shoes, they're supposed to be comfortable, but man, sometimes they're just really, they cling to your feet. I like roomy shoes with room, like sports shoes. And actually, like sports shoes, right? If you see a person wearing sports shoes in everyday life, again, it's polarly opposite. You either think, yo, that man's an athlete, or, they do like yoga or something, or they must be trying to like display how good they feel about their body, or whatever. And they've got this positive energy, a great mentality, work hard or get better, boom, 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 big bam. And on the other hand, you've got a person who went, this has a nice material. I like it's comfy. When I sit on my sofa, I put them on and they feel like heat warmer things. Ooh, man, I'm out of breath. Anyways, that's again polarly opposite things. So this must show something about shoes, right? If this happens with every single type of shoe, then that means shoes are everything. One type of shoe encompasses two sides of the spectrum, and if you made it a circle and got every type of shoe in the middle, then the spectrum would rotate around, and soon you encompassed all of humanity with half the amount of shoes. Yes, yeah, this has to have something, okay? This has to lead to some thought, to some idea, to some big conspiracy theory, but I won't talk about that. It's I'm already on the watch list for the Federal Bureau of Intelligence, so I don't really want to push my risks too much. Anyways, nothing happened. I definitely didn't get a call from the 6th Division of the Intelligence Bureau asking me when my universal passport expired. No, I'd never do that. Earth is great, you guys. I really want to congratulate you people on this planet. It's got great shoes, right? Back at home. We don't have shoes like these, which is why I have this whole, close to 15-minute talk on shoes. Back, we don't have shoes over there, but over there is far away, like a different country. Think of it as a different country. You don't think about it too much. There's really nothing to dissect here. I see a plane in the window. It's rolling across the sky. So quick, time flies by. So quick the years pass, and so quick shoes start to rub, right? Okay, when you're a child, you keep buying new shoes and stuff like this. You have a lot of shoes, and they keep changing, and then you give away your shoes and they become secondhand shoes. And then as an adult, you kind of stop buying a lot of new shoes every year. But your like old shoes start to rub away and they get like really homey and really feely, but they kind of get deteriorated. You don't like that, but deterioration is a natural part of life. It's why I'm here. It's why I'm talking to you, is that I want to leave something behind before I deteriorate and go away forever. And I think that's a good note to end on. So thank you for listening to this. If you did listen to it, thank you for listening to me talk about shoes for 15 minutes. And as always, goodbye and farewell.